So we're going to be checking out Brits visit Yosemite National Park. I don't know too much about this place. I've heard it looks beautiful, so it should be an interesting video to check out. Just before we do, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button. It massively helps out the channel going. But let's just jump straight in and press play.
Day one in Yosemite. It's actually day 2, but we arrived yesterday into a cabin where it was about 40 degrees Celsius, which was quite challenging. We've come out, I think we left home about 6, half past 6. We hit the first stop of the day, and now we're at one of the falls, which you can see behind us. We're trying to get to the waterfall, so we've come off the road, and it's pretty cool. There's all this stuff here. What we're trying to get to is up there. The girls are catching up. It's really fun. The log cabin's it's very, very nice, but where it's so hot, it's a bit hard to cool down, so there's no AC. It would have been really nice to do this in the winter. I had to go on the route where you're cutting across, so it's all blocked off, but me and James have found a way to get in, get right up to the waterfall. So on a bit of an adventure. A bit more challenging than we expected, and I don't really want to fall in. I want to make sure that we can get back. But we are right under the spray of the falls.
I already know this place is going to look cool.
This is our first trip to Yosemite or any big national park. It's very interesting because it's absolutely massive. The cabin we're staying in is within the park boundary, so it's really nice we don't have to queue to get in. So
let me know in the comments, how big is this place? I know a national park is going to be huge, but just out of curiosity, how big is this place?
Dana was showing me there's up to 2, 3, 4 hour queues to get into the park. So when we arrived, it was about 4 p.m, straight into the park, straight into our cabin, and now we can just set off in the morning, don't have to queue. It is massive. It is super, super, super impressive. Oh, there's a fire that started a couple of days ago or a week ago, so actually a lot of the viewpoints now have masses of smoke. I really like it because it adds a lot of atmosphere, but obviously some people wanted to see the views. But I think they're looking at it like a theme park. You can't fight nature. If you want a theme park, go to a theme park, so you have to accept what's here. We just pulled off on, it looks like El Capitan, and there's a swinging bridge and a nice little lake. I love it here. I wish I just had my bike. Unfortunately, James, our friend who's here, doesn't ride a bike. I'm not sure if his girlfriend rides a bike. Selena rides, but she's not confident yet, so we're walking.
I thought everyone rides a bike. Oh wow. Oh, this looks so cool. That is beautiful.
We're at our third stop. It's kind of hard to describe what it's like. We're fortunate because it's quite quiet because we got up really early to come out. I think around
That's exactly what I would do.
And then left probably around 6 o'clock. But some of it's kind of serene. A lot of it's really surreal. So the mountain face that we're looking at now kind of looks like graphically imposed, but we're only a couple of 100 meters away from it, but it doesn't look real. And then it's in the foreground of trees and the meadows. It's kind of incredible. The lake's really nice. Our friend believes that he can swim in anything. I was telling him it's really fast, and he's like, no, I could swim in it. And even the non-rapid part, I think, is probably moving at about 20 to 30 miles an hour. And then we looked up the class of the rapids this year, which is a class 4, which is advanced. But I think he's still convinced that he could outswim it, having never done rapids and never swum in anything like this. Myself, I can swim, but I know I'm pretty much useless, so I live in fear of the water. I'm not sure where we're going to next, but Selena will tell us in a minute.
This place definitely seems massive, but the views here, they're unbelievable. Wow. These views. I want to go.
We haven't done many national parks. Obviously, we live next to one, Red Rock National. We've done that many times. And it's one of the things I've wanted to do a lot in the US is visit as many of the national parks as possible. Yosemite is definitely a great one to come to. Our plan this morning was actually to do Mist Trail, which is one of the most popular hikes here. You drive into Yosemite Valley and then you park your car and then you start your hike up Mist Trail and do Vernon Falls and Nevada Falls. This year, apparently there's lots more people coming because of the amount of snow and water that they've got on the waterfalls this year. It's record highs, or at least the highest it's been for a very long time. So everyone's getting soaked as they go up Mist Trail. But if you're coming to Yosemite in the week, they close the stairs for Mist Trail from 7 a.m. So we missed that this morning. So we changed our plan, decided to do Tunnel View, Bridal Veil Falls, and now we're at Glacier Point. So we're just doing some of the places that you can do where you can drive, stop, do a short walk, get some pictures. And on Wednesday, our plan is to do Mist Trail and get there way before 7 a.m. so we can do that hike.
These stairs.
What Ant has, is everyone's been saying, because they haven't had a reservation system, that there are lots and lots of people coming to Yosemite this year. It's been crazy busy in terms of the crowds and the parking.
Let me know in the comments if you've been here and how good the views look in person. Because we're seeing it on a video, but in person, I bet they're unbelievable.
But we've been fortunate so far today that we haven't had too much problems with parking or getting to the places that we needed to go to. The other aspect is we're staying in a cabin in a place called Wawana. I may have said that wrong.
We need to see the cabin.
I think that's right.
Is that right? I think so. And that means we're already in the park, which means we didn't have to queue to get in. So there's at least 3 or 4 entrances. We came up through the south yesterday, no queue to get in. But if you're coming at the weekend, I think the queues can be
up to 4 hours.
Yeah, to get in. So
and then you're done for.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
So for us, at
least,
no matter
area.
what, we're already in the park. And then it's just a case of getting to the places. But it really does take time. So it can take you a good hour to get to one place, another hour to get to another. So that's another thing to factor in.
And depending on the road closures.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a couple, which means that one of them we could have got to a lot quicker, but we end up having to basically go all the way back to get here. And what we've seen of the bus system, and this is in the middle of the week, it does not look like a good way to travel because there's people standing there. We've made the loop 3 times
by accident,
and they're still waiting for the bus, and then the people getting on the bus and there's half the queue remaining. And then you see the next bus stop, there's the same amount of people. So to me, they're getting maybe one thing done every 3 hours.
Yeah, to me that doesn't seem worth it. It's better to have the car and just do everything early like we've done. So or
bikes, there's a lot of people here
so
bikes.
The only thing I would say for me and Nat, we would like to come back with our bikes, and that means you can get around the park a lot easier.
There's rentals as well. There's
rentals that you can do.
Okay, you can rent one.
This particular road, so we're on Glacier Point Road. We're at, I can't remember what stop, the last stop before.
This is actually an accidental stop, which has ended up being the best
really, really nice. But this particular road wasn't open until a few weeks ago. So that's another thing that we're learning about Yosemite. Not all the roads are always open. So you do need to check on the official park website for what roads are open and what you will have access to. When our friends had mentioned to do this trip in July, I can't remember when we started planning it. There was a couple of things I thought. The heat in Yosemite, but I wasn't sure how hot it gets in comparison to Vegas. And what I can say was, yes, it was so hot. A heat wave had come in on the Saturday and it was super hot, and we're in a cabin without air conditioning. But fortunately, the temperature did drop at night. And then the other thing I thought about booking a trip during July was fires. And when we got here yesterday, I was thinking, actually, that's been quite fortunate that there's been no fires. No, I was wrong. To be honest, I didn't even check. There was a fire that had started, I can't remember, I think just north of Yosemite, about at the end of June, and we can now, with the heat wave that happened over the weekend, the fire got worse. And I don't know if you can really see it well in the background, but essentially on Glacier Point Road, we can now see a lot of the smoke and the fire in the background.
Okay, I spotted it now.
Managed to get to Glacier Point or Glacier Point. It's really nice up here. You get to see, I guess this is one of the highest elevations that you can walk to on a managed trail. I think it's around 7,000
It looks unreal.
feet up.
It doesn't
look
real.
You get to Half Dome, the river, the visitor centre, lots of people canoeing. I think there's like a hotel lodge as well down there, which we got to see. We also got a shot of the fire and the waterfall, which I'll insert, which was quite hard to capture anywhere else. I think everybody's having a really good time. I have to say, for me, I struggle with a lot of these things when people say go hiking and the Grand Canyon is amazing. The Grand Canyon really is not amazing. As I said in the other video, it's quite a boring thing to do. Here is actually very impressive. I'd definitely come back. I'd come back next month.
So is the Grand Canyon not that good? Or maybe that's just his opinion. It's always been something I've heard of a lot. So it's always been something I'd be interested in going to. But yeah, that's interesting.
month or in the winter, maybe later on this year, get an Airbnb. The big thing I would say is, if you're getting an Airbnb that's inside of the park and it's the middle of summer, get one with AC. We didn't consider it because we thought it'd be 25 to 30 degrees. It is not, and it's kind of punishing. Luckily, they left us some fans, so it's a little bit more bearable. However, in the winter, there's massive fire and loads of wood, so I think it's easier to manage the temperature in the winter. And there's underfloor heating. Well, it comes out of vents under the floor.
Oh, nice.
Bonus late night trail. What's the name of this trail? Taft Trail. We had an incident on the way, which I won't discuss right now. I'll discuss it when my friends have gone. But we've decided to come out in the evening and hit this trail. It's quite nice. It looks exactly like a mountain bike trail to me. I think it was worth it. I'm actually really enjoying
I'm amazed about this place.
Little trek, and we're going to go up to the
really does
vantage
look
point
beautiful.
up there. You can just see the sun setting there. But down here, there is full exposure, which I am scared of.
Oh, yeah, that's a little bit high.
Glad to go.
Enjoying the mosquitoes and being eaten alive. But we've made it practically to the top, and behind me there, I think it's there. A lot of people go there to get their pictures at Taft Point, and we've just seen someone who's got, presumably married today, to get their wedding photos at that point, so it looks pretty cool. Made it to the official section that is Taft Point, where most people take their iconic pictures, and it is quite scary but pretty cool at the same time. And is very nervous. He's of a nervous disposition with his old age now. He's been to the Grand Canyon, so he's been, well, that was pretty scary when you're on the edge, and he was a lot better back then, but maybe that experience changed it all for him, and now he's way too scared to come to the edge. He did. He'll go up to a certain point, but that's his limit. But yeah, that's it for us. It's pretty cool to come and do this at sunset, and now we're going to head back in the dark and deal with the mosquitoes on the way back.
Really interesting video. Funny thing she said that as well. I feel like when I was a kid, I had no problem with heights. Heights was, it wasn't even a thing that you even thought about. But as I've got older, I feel like I get more concerned about heights, and when I've gone to places that are really high up. So yeah, I don't know if I would have wanted to look over the edge of that. It did look very, very high. But yeah, really good video. Enjoyed it. What a beautiful place to go and visit. Absolutely beautiful. I'd love to go there. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. It massively helps out the channel going. But for now, I'll see you on the next reaction.